and Gunnar "Gunny" Nelson. All right, so here he is, the #1 welterweight contender, getting set to challenge for the UFC's 170-pound title. Took a long winning streak in many years for him to realize this opportunity. He is not taking it lightly. He has said all here during fight week he's appreciative of this opportunity, but he is confident he is going to maximize it and lead as not just a contender, but a UFC champion. He is the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC welterweight champion in a division full of killers. He has remained the hunted at 170 pounds. Now, unquestionably staring at his toughest challenger to date. Can he go back home as the champion? If he can, another chapter to one of the greatest welterweight legacies the Octagon has ever seen. And now our tale of the tape for this welterweight championship fight. Both fighters are 32. Nelson is 2 inches taller. McGregor will have a 2-inch reach advantage. All right, now for the official introductions, we go inside the Octagon where we find Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Dan Mergliata. This is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC welterweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a jiu-jitsu fighter holding a professional record of 17 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Reykjavik, Iceland, presenting the challenger, Gunnar "Gunny" Nelson. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a kickboxer, holding a professional record of 22 wins, 4 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the reigning, defending UFC welterweight champion of the world.
All right, this is for the UFC Championship. I want you to obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. I want a nice, clean, safe fight. Touch gloves, back your corners, come out fight.
You ready?
Dateline, Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the fight capital of the world with respect to anywhere else you want to go. If I'm a fighter, if I'm an athlete in combat sports, this is where I want to go.
You want to
fight in Vegas, and now this beautiful T-Mobile Arena is the backdrop of tonight's great UFC event. Big punch lands over the top. How's he gonna follow this one up? Ooh, head kick lands, he's hurt.
Nice strike by McGregor there.
I mean, Conor McGregor is a fantastic striker, and once again, that skill is on display. Oh, nice shot.
And he landed the right hand there. Oh, nice slip to avoid that right hand. Oh, man, that's a nice kick right there.
He's doing a great job of landing that kick over and over, man.
Wow, that right punch has been the money weapon for him tonight, and he landed. And now he's hurt.
That's one of those shots that if you take one of them, and the nightcap landed right on the spot.
2 minutes have expired in our opening round. Oh, man, this ground and pound is good. Probably my favorite striking realm in MMA, and he's as good as it gets.
The problem is his opponent is not controlling his posture. He's allowing his opponent to get up, and when he does, he creates distance and space to land these beautiful ground and pound combinations.
All right, so now we are on the ground. Now he is in his wheelhouse. We'll see if he can get one of his submissions to pop here tonight. Oh, man, you jumped out of your seat a little bit after that kick.
Oh, I did, because I have times where I've been kicked like that. And I'm going to tell you one thing, it does not feel good.
Oh, blocks the shot. So just over 20 total strikes. It found the mark for Conor McGregor.
Very tricky.
Land right there, his opponent's wobble chain.
He's hurt bad. This dude needs to grab. He needs to wrestle. He has to do something. He cannot take another shot like that.
Big knee to the body. Oh! Huge kick to the head. Under a minute to go in what has been a wild round one.
Oh, big punch land.
And he comes through with a big knee. Nice defense there, huge block.
Way to hide that leg kick.
Horn sounds for the end of round one. All right, so let us now check out some of the action in that round, DC. There was a whole lot of it, including a stunner upstairs that nearly closed the show.
It was a lot of action. It was back and forth action, but the big moment was that big strike to the head that landed, that put him on wobbly legs, and in survival mode, luckily he made it to the end of that round.
All right, here we go with our second round now. Conor McGregor versus Gunnar Nelson. Oh!
Nice straight punch. He ate that kick.
There, DC, he is officially run.
A big, massive hook that really has put his opponent on skates.
Oh, good opportunity to do damage here. He's got that tie clinch. All right, he lands a hook there, DC. Now we'll see if he can follow it up.
When you throw a hook, it can go around the guard of your opponent.
Oh, lands another punch there. Not a mean guy. He's just doing a smart thing.
Oh, he has to be attacking that cut, John. I mean, if he's not, then he's doing his opponent a favor. Attack that cut. Make him pay for it.
38 total strikes have now landed for Conor McGregor. Well, and still connecting on a pretty good clip, DC. Looked like it did stun him a little bit.
He needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad.
Oh, he might be out. Trying to stay in this fight.
That right hand hurt him a little bit.
Going to the leg kick now, and it's there. Nice job by Nelson. So a much different approach for him here in this second round. He was a little bit tentative in round one, a little bit of a feeling out process. Now he has clearly found his rhythm, found it. Oh, huge shot, finds the target there.
Great shot lands. Now he's got to go find that follow-up with him. The kill shot. is what they call it, to go and end the fight.
Well, anytime you are in a ground fighting situation with this fighter, you're potentially playing with fire. Side control now. Well, he's in a compromising spot here, DC. You got to figure out a way to get back to your feet. Under 2 minutes to go here in our second round. Nelson's lower jaw now starting to show signs of swelling. Oh, he's got the ground and pound going now.
He's putting him in exactly the positions he needs to be in right now. He's able to relax here. And he understands, being a veteran of so many fights, that as long as he's on top, he's winning. He feels like he's winning here. There he is. He's moving to the finishing position. Now watch, he goes parallel right next to his opponent.
And he's out. Nice hammer fist. Seconds to go in round 2. Oh, well placed with the hammer fist there by Nelson. All right, he's very comfortable fighting off his back, DC. Now looks like he's trying to hip escape.
Yeah, he's trying to hip escape or maybe look for a Kimura here.
10 minutes in the books. All right, that's the end of the round. He's got a cut on his cheek from that round. There are certainly worse locations for a cut on the cheek. It's not going to trickle down into the eye. Nonetheless, pretty significant gash. We'll see if the cut man can close it up. All right, so a huge round for him there. That head kick probably would have had me out for good. The guy survives to see another round.
Yeah, but he'll go back to that. It landed so perfectly. He set it up great. He did a great job of mixing up the target early, going up high, and getting the desired result.
Ready? Ready?
All right, here we go with this third round of this championship fight. Well, just as he did in the previous round, continuing to land a high number of strikes. Oh,
he's hurt bad. He's hurt bad, John. He's got to press him. He's got to go chase that finish down now.
Going to the target. Let's see if his opponent can survive.
I cannot believe he is still standing after taking that punch.
So 67 total strikes have landed for Conor McGregor. And landing half the shots tonight, 50% the accuracy rate against Gunnar Nelson.
Big kick lands.
Landed that left hook. Strong defense here as the hook to the head is blocked.
Real sneaky head kick gets in there.
Well, he's been pretty accurate tonight. He's landed some significant strikes, but his corner's looking for him to mix it up a little bit. Oh!
He's hurt. Pulls him up. Go get him.
All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You got to be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy.
Now look at him jumping in to try to get the finish.
Oh, he postured up there, gained some valuable separation.
And now the ground and pound starts.
All right, side control now. We'll see if he can advance position. All right, north-south position now. We'll see who transitions first. All right, he's sort of hanging out here unguarded, DC. Not sure if he's trying to bait him in or what, but not great body language here. Both fighters get up now. I'm not sure if he's lighter on his feet or what it is, but these last couple of rounds...
Oh, he's in trouble. He's hurt bad. Oh, he got him bad.
Able to land the single ground strike there. Well, there are few things more fun to watch in mixed martial arts than these type of transitions and scrambles on the ground.
High-level grappling can really be entertaining.
Strong bottom work here, staying busy. Good movement by him here, transitioning very well on the ground tonight.
step for step, he's staying with his opponent in every transition.
Oh, now trying to isolate an arm, DC.
He needs to move his hips back to cover. He cannot allow him on that angle. Gotta be careful, armbar.
Oh, and there's the horn at the end of the round. How about this fight, folks? You see, he was nearly caught in a submission there right at the end of the round. Saved by the bell. So back to the stool. Mentally probably not in a great place here. We'll see if he can recover and get himself back into this fight. All right, well, the crowd enjoyed those 5 minutes. DC, take us through some of the highlights from that previous round.
Face punching at its best. He loaded it up. He threw it straight. He threw it long. And over, that punch found the target. It allowed him to really dictate the pace of that round.
All right, so here we go with our fourth round of a possible 5, and a lot of fighters change up their training camp when they're fighting 5 rounds versus 3.
Yeah, you gotta change it up. You have to mix things up because fighting for an extra 10 minutes is not normal. Guys don't do this normally. It's a 15-minute fight, so you have to do things physically and also mentally to make sure that you're ready to go to that extra 10 minutes. Big knee land.
Well, if you like Muay Thai striking, this might be your moment in this fight as he gets the Thai clutch.
This is a massive moment for this fighter. He is a great Muay Thai fighter. Look for him to go knee, and then try to land a big one to the head.
Oh, nice slip there. Great head movement overall by this guy defensively tonight.
He does a great job of moving his head side.
His head's still attached to his body.
The last time I saw an uppercut like that, it was Overeem versus Gunnar. And you know, we still haven't found Alex Overeem's head.
Nelson's lower jaw, and that's going to do it. Oh, and there comes the stoppage.
He's done, he's done.
You knew if he landed that weapon repeatedly, it could be a short night for his opponent, but that was just one perfectly placed strike that his opponent candidly didn't even see coming. It landed flush, and the rest, as they say, is history. Big knockout win for him here tonight. All right, let's re-rack the highlight now, DC, and he's certainly going to enjoy watching this one back. The head kick was there early, it was there often, and ultimately ended the night for his opponent.
He found a weakness in his opponent's game. The left kick. Over and over, he was able to land it. And he was landing the strikes, too, with his hands. But ultimately, it was the kick that was hidden behind the punch that finished the fight for him.
Here we go inside the octagon for the official decision to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata is going to stop to this contest at 1 minute, 30 seconds of round number 4. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, the notorious Conor McGregor.
So the celebration is officially on. After a successful UFC welterweight title defense here tonight, he will go out the same way he came in as the undisputed UFC welterweight champion. He is your winner by